Hi guys. I hope you are ready to get creative with me and find some boxes around your house, because I know if your house is anything like mine, you've got them. So any kinds of boxes you can gather up. I figured let's use that cardboard. Let's have fun with it. And this one I thought would be a little bit better for some of our maybe littler kids. You're still gonna need help from a grown-up because there's gonna be gluing and cutting involved. So if you wanna try and do it on your own, you can totally do that. Just try and keep it as simple as you can. And I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Who wants to make a dollhouse? All right, so as you can see behind me, I have a plethora of boxes to choose from. So I'm going to start kind of stacking them up just to see which ones I want to use before I cut anything. And I think that it's important that they're like the same width this way. Like this. So this is kind of a big dollhouse. What I'm going to do is first, I'm going to take each one of these boxes, and this is where you're going to need some help. I'm going to cut the flaps off of here. Okay? So all that I want to have left is just the inside. All right, so I cut all the flaps off my boxes. Now what, actually I'm thinking about cutting off these flaps right here first. So it just leaves these two pieces together on the back. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. And also, don't throw those pieces away, all those flaps that you cut off. Try and save them, okay? Because you might need them if we end up cutting out windows and you wanna make shutters or something. Or a door, or stairs inside, or anything really. You could even make furniture for your dollhouse out of this stuff. All right, so real quick, I just want to show you the supplies that I'm working with. I'm using my computer to record for the first time, and it's a little bit more difficult to move around. But this is the stuff that I'm pretty much using. Now, anytime you see me using hot glue, you can definitely use school glue instead. I use it when I'm recording, especially because it helps me to work faster, and eliminates all that drying time in between, so I can get more done a little bit quicker for you guys. So you can definitely, you don't have to use a hot glue gun. So if you're a smaller person, just use school glue, okay? All right. So I have cut out all the flaps, and I have just left the backing on these boxes. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some tape. I don't have that much, so I'm gonna try and use it sparingly. And I'm just gonna reinforce all these corners so that the box still holds kind of strong. So I'm just gonna show you how I do that on one. So, let's see if you can see here. Oops, a daisy. Ah! I'm just going to put a piece of tape here, put another one here. If you can see this. Sorry about all the background noise. I have my 3 kids. I have 2 musicians, well, they're all musicians actually, but I have a recording artist, a musical theater major, and a young performer, and hence there's always a lot of singing and bass booming and musical action happening in my house. And dancing, which comes with pounding and shaking. Please stop. Okay. So So if you saw that, I just kind of made it a little bit stronger. I'm gonna do it on the inside too, just to be doubly safe, especially for the boxes that are gonna be on the bottom. This is one of my base boxes, so I wanna make sure that it's strong and sturdy. Okay, so as you can see, I just put a couple pieces of tape inside as well. I just put one on this side. I want you guys to keep in mind that these are not like meant to last forever. These are just for fun. So when it breaks, because someday it will, and the harder you play with it, the sooner it'll probably break. But just have fun with it while you have it. But don't be upset when it breaks, because it's still just cardboard, okay? So this is more about the fun of making it and getting to be creative. Yeah. Okay, so we taped and reinforced on our first box, and now we're just going to rinse and repeat. Just kidding. Now we're just gonna repeat on our other boxes, okay? So I'm taking my next base box. This one is gonna go here behind it, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna get wild, and I'm going to put an archway in this one, and an archway, a smaller one in this one. Yep. And I'm gonna start there. So I'm just gonna cut out where I drew the line. So as you can see, I cut out an archway in this box. This is my middle box on one side. I'm going to do the same thing with my bottom box. Now, again, I'm using a box cutter, but little guys, you can use scissors, or this is a good place to have a grown-up help you. So here's my bottom box, and this one is going behind it, and now you can look straight through, like it's one house attached. So there is my bottom floor. Now what I'm gonna do is glue these two boxes together. Okay, I've got my bottom boxes glued together with a doorway that attaches the front and the back. Now I'm going to do my next layer. Do this one. And this one. And I'm going to make another archway because I think it's fun. So I did the same thing with my second layer of boxes. Here's this one. And the second one sits up at a little bit of a different angle. So they line up like this. And I'm gonna glue them together just like this, just as the doorways line up. All right? Gluing time. All right, so I did the same thing with the middle boxes, and now the same thing with the top boxes. And I'm just gonna make sure everything is now glued together. And then I'm gonna actually tape it again on the outside. I found some more tape. So I'm gonna give it another tape on the outside just to hold it all together. Okay, so here is the base for my dollhouse. I'm super psyched. So as you can see on this side, you know, my boxes, they weren't all the same size. So they didn't line up perfectly. So right here, this door looks like it's just kind of floating up in the air, right? Well, I am going to attempt to make some stairs. And this box is showing here, but it kind of works as like a one step up. So I'm just gonna put another piece of cardboard here to cover that. So an easy way for me to measure this distance right here for the stairs is to take the piece of the cutout of the door that I cut out. So now I know that this right here is the length that I need for the stairs. So I'm just gonna use this piece to make the stairs. And if I cut one piece here, then I can use that as my example to copy it. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so here is the door that I cut out. And now I'm using this board because it's kind of like a built-in ruler. So I'm gonna do 1 inch and keep a nice steady hand. Now you guys can do the same thing with scissors or a grown-up. All right, so now I have my first step. So now I'm just gonna take another piece of cardboard and I'm gonna trace it and duplicate it. And I think I'm gonna need probably 3 steps, 6 pieces to make 3 steps. And hopefully, I didn't measure, I'm eyeballing, but hopefully it'll work out to fit. If not, I may have to do some trimming. Here we go, I'm gonna trace. I'm gonna take one of my flaps from this box here, so I know it fits, and I'm gonna slide it in here to make this like a separate room, like maybe a little bathroom. And I'm going to just cut out a little door. So I'm gonna take my marker and mark where I want the door to be. I'm gonna cut that out. So I cut that out, and I'm gonna put some glue on here and then slide this right in here, and then it'll be like a little room. Now it's kind of sticking out a little too far, so I'm just gonna trim this edge a little bit. So I've got my wall up for my little room here, and I just got a cool idea. So, and I still had some toilet paper rolls, paper towel rolls left over from all the other crafts we were doing, and I just had an idea. So for the first time, I'm gonna use something from this cool craft kit, and I have a feeling for this dollhouse, you can use a lot of things from this craft kit. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue these together and maybe wrap a piece of paper around the whole thing. So I'm gonna use 2 things from my craft kit. First, I'm gonna use some colored paper. Color for the background of my stairs. Okay, so there that is glued in place. And then the next step will be cutting my sticks in half. You're gonna need a really strong pair of scissors or a pair of clippers to cut the craft sticks. I have some, these are like pruning shears or floral clippers for cutting flowers. They work really well for cutting craft sticks. And I'm just gonna start to glue up and around. All right, so I decided to make a little landing at the top of the stairs right here. And so I'm gonna put a little door right here at the top of the landing. I might do that later, maybe with some sticks, like some real sticks from outside. Okay, so I have just decided that I'm gonna put some supports in here under a few of these steps. Okay. Right, so this is pretty cool. We've got a way for them to get from the second floor to the third floor, but we don't yet have a way for them to get from the first floor to the second floor. I'm thinking maybe here in this big room on the bottom, we can make some more stairs. I'm going to take another piece of my board that we cut off earlier, and I'm going to use it to make steps. And so when I got here to the stairs, I was getting really close to the top of the door line, and I didn't want the stairs to cross over in front of it, so I decided to make a platform or a landing, I guess, above the door, and then I'll extend the stairs down this way. If you watched my last video with cardboard making the board game, while I was laying out the path basically for the board game, I was doing a lot of cutting different shapes to make the path turn this way or that way. And so I just pretty much used the same exact technique or idea to make this upper level loft, staircase, hallway, whatever you want to call it, landing, turn this way. And now I'm going to have the staircase come down here. So I'm kind of just figuring it out as I go. And usually that's the most fun for me. So you're welcome to do exactly what I'm doing, or to do something totally different. And I would love to see whatever you do. So I have decided that I want to just put like a prime coating of paint on the whole thing. So instead of just brushing it all with white paint, I'm gonna save myself a little time and I'm gonna use spray paint. Hopefully I have enough to cover the whole thing. So I got a nice little prime coat on there, and now I'm just gonna paint the whole thing with white house paint. Well guys, here is your basic painted cardboard box dollhouse. I hope you had fun making this with me, and if you want to take it to the next level, looks like I have some repairs to do. I am going to do some more work on this in a second video for those who want to do some more fun advanced stuff. But this has been really fun. I hope you had fun too.